It's a very common question, right? People ask whether they should buy a property now or they should wait for the price to crash. Okay, but here's the thing that's uncomfortable to everybody, right? Because most people that have waited in 2017, 2018, or even 2020, right? Most of them has already been priced out. So in this video, I want to break it down to you and show you the reasons why. So first question, right? Are the prices too high? Okay, every time when you look at the current price, you will think that, hey, now is at the peak. Should I go in? Should I buy? But the fundamentals here is and has never changed, right? You will know that the Singapore land is limited, right? This will always create the demand and the supply. There will always be demand coming in and the supply is always limited. Why demand always coming in? Because the population continues growing. Okay, so there's always a strong demand from locals plus foreigners. And these foreigners over here, right, if they intend to buy Singapore's property, or rather if they intend to become a Singaporean, right, staying here for long term, they will also be regarded as locals. And the fundamental here is that because most properties are held by locals, they're not by investors coming in trying to make a profit and then they run, right? It used to be, but then in the last 10 years, 10 to 15 years, it has changed quite a bit because of different cooling measures and different policies. The government wants this to be a stable, growing asset, right? It's not something that people come in, buy, sell, sell, buy. It's not like that, okay? Right? So if you look at this, the PPI, it has always gone up and is still going up, right? Will it come down? Sometimes it will come down, but it has to be like a world event, global event, right? So if you're trying to time it like that, you really don't know when it's going to happen, right? Black swan events won't tell you a black swan is coming. There's no such thing, okay? But what you want to look at is where you are right now and whether you can afford and then go in, because in the long term, this is going to be the direction, okay? Right? And the next thing is basically we are trying to aim for a 6.9 million population in 2030, right? Whether we hit that or not doesn't matter. What we are more concerned is that the government actually has a plan to do that, right? And it has been increasing over the years. It has never stopped, right? The population just keeps increasing. People want to come into Singapore to stay long term. They want to become PR. They want to become citizens over here. Okay, and that's the truth. This is, as a home for everybody. People come in, people stay because it's safe, right? That's the main thing, right? Right? And why do people keep waiting for a crash, right? They will keep thinking, a recession will happen, the interest rates will stay high, government cooling measures will crash the prices. Now, all this, you are just trying to give yourself the illusion that all this will happen. It is almost like saying, eventually, Singapore will snow. But then when you look at the data, when you look at the numbers, right, the temperature is on average 30-ish degrees Celsius, right? It has never happened, right? It will never happen, right? Because the data is there. Until it has happened, then we can say that it happened, right? So we need to look at the facts. We need to look at the numbers. We need to look at the statistics. If you keep waiting and it doesn't come, then how? Right? And with interest rates, this number will jump, right? It will keep going up and down. So whether it's up or whether it's down, you try to make it as beneficial to you as possible. Meaning, right? Because even if it's high, it's only going to be temporary, right? I know that it's going to be difficult, but because you have seen the high, you then now will appreciate the low. Okay, so with prices high or with mortgage rates, interest rates being high, and if you can tolerate that kind of expense going up, right? If you can withstand that kind of mortgage rate, then when it's low, all you have to do is to do a refinancing, right? Very simple. So the real risk is that you're waiting for too long, and if prices grow 3 to 5% annually, right? Waiting for 3 to 5 years just means that the same property may have gone up a few 100,000 difference, right? For example, over here, a 1.8 million condo growing 4% annually, right? 5 years time, it will be 2.2 million, right? The difference is about 400,000, right? If you look over here, a report just came out from URA, right? The overall private residential price index increased, modestly, 0.6 in Q4 2026, right? For 2025 as a whole, the price index rose moderately by 3.3%. smallest increase in a year ever since, right? 2020. That means in every other year, it is higher than 3.3%. Okay, last year it increased and it's the smallest one. Okay, and will the price continue to increase, right? With things happening in Middle East, in South America, right? US, Israel, Venezuela, Iran, and all things happening to this oil crisis, right? One thing that we always see is that whenever oil price increase, every other things will increase, right? The very first one that you will see and very straightforward is our petrol price. You go and pump your petrol. I know most people are using EV cars now. You may not feel it, but you will start to see that many other things will start to increase in price because nothing can escape shipping costs. And when shipping costs is increased because of oil price increase, then nothing else will escape. Okay, everything that you see around you will definitely be affected just because of this. So imagine developers, they need to get in raw materials, right? With the price increasing, what do you think will then happen to our property prices in Singapore? Okay, something for you to think about, right? And the question that you should actually ask is, is it the best time to buy? Okay, is our property fundamentally strong, right? Can you hold it in the long term? Is it something that fit your overall wealth strategy, your portfolio? Okay, Singapore is very different. Our fundamentals are very different. Okay, this is something that I want to show you. Okay, so this is Dubai's real estate index, right? And you can see that over here in March, right, end of February, people start to sell their property. Reason? Because of what's happening in the Middle East. People want to run already. Okay, and if you're waiting for this to happen in Singapore, very, very tough, right? Because the fundamentals here is very strong. The property there, almost everybody can invest. Okay, and if I'm not wrong, they actually have got some fractional investment plan. That means you don't even have to buy the whole property. You can buy a fraction of the property, and if the property increase in price when it's sold, then you make a profit, right? So you see the fundamental is very strong. In Dubai, it's straightforward. It's really for investors. You want to come in here, you invest your money, and then it will continue to grow. When everything is safe, it's safe. But when it's no longer safe, then this will happen. Okay, so the price has already crashed, by about what 30-ish%, right? Some people have already gone in. They think that this is the end of the crash, but you never know. It can continue to go down further. It's really hard to say. It really depends on what's happening in that part of the world. Okay, so that's Dubai for you. Okay, and then this is Hong Kong's, right? Hong Kong's, I can only get 5 years, right? Since 2021, it has moved down quite a little bit. Very similarly, with things happening in Middle East, right? And even before that, price has already gone up a little bit. Now, I never studied Hong Kong's property market, but if you're, you like this kind of fluctuation where it can go down, 30%, 40%, maybe Singapore's property market is not for you, right? And this is happening in Hong Kong. And then last one we have the UK, very similar to what we see here in Singapore, right? Upside going trend. But the thing is that UK's fundamental is also different from Singapore, and that's why you see stagnant, right? Over the last 4 years, 5 years, and if you have got your money parked in there for 5 years, you're not seeing anything, right? Most people will want to get off already, right? Especially if you have enjoyed what you have here in Singapore. Okay, so my purpose is actually to let you see, because of our fundamentals over here, very different from other countries, we need to take advantage of this very different basic fundamentals here in Singapore property. Okay, now as a strategic investors, right, you need to understand that Singapore property market just behaves very differently, right? Limited land supply, strong government regulation, high household savings, okay, and controlled housing pipeline. Basically, all this is a demand and supply game that our government has balanced it, quite well with so many years of experience now. And what they actually plan to do is to have this as an asset class which will slowly increase over time, stable. That's what they're trying to do. In short, right? Let's summarize a little bit. Okay, are the prices too high? To me, this is very subjective. right? High and low is very subjective. When you look at the chart, you always think it's high. But when you see a higher high, then you'll know that this is not the high. Okay? And if you're waiting for a crash, it's unlikely to happen. Okay? You can continue to wait, but you need to measure the risk. Is, waiting for the crash more, you will see more upside than, buying it now and then holding it long term to see the growth. Okay, because you will see you have seen the trajectory of Singapore properties market growth. Okay, right? And if you wait for too long, right, it's definitely going to be pricier in the future. Right? Will you continue to increase? Right? Things are happening everywhere. You judge. Right? So is it the best time to buy? I will also let you judge, right? Because I'm just showing you stats and facts so that you can make better decision. Okay, and with fundamentals like that, we are safe. So if you're considering, buying a property and you're unsure, you're not sure what to do, whether now makes sense to you or not, right? Do reach out. Okay, I'm happy to walk you through, understand your situation, okay, and then make the best plan for you. All right, so this is it for this video today, and more videos coming up. Okay, if you like videos like that, don't forget to hit the subscribe, hit the like. Okay, this way YouTube will help me help you. Okay, to push the videos whenever I post them. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.